What are you now, BBL Bailey?
If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Acknowledge us.
Hey, it's the red carpet ring. We are here today talking about Friday Night SmackDown review. We're talking about WWE SmackDown results, their Bloodline layout, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes. And yes, the Turnbuckle King is here, TBK, talking about that. Also, we'll talk about the bonus round. We will talk about Tiffany Stratton. When will it be Tiffy time to cash in? And we are talking about the newly won Miss Money in the Bank that just won a contract. But other than that, though, we will talk about the SmackDown review. Also, we'll talk about others. So we're here. If you guys want to take a moment to look over the match card, that's the match card as advertised for SmackDown. Now, you know it's subject to change because they announce matches during the event. So I'll give you guys a couple moments to look that over. All right. So that is the match card. We'll go over the beginning of SmackDown. Now let's see who came to the ring before we begin. We are here live also on Facebook and X. We'll stay on Facebook and X until the bonus round. So if you want to check more of the bonus round, the red carpet ring on the SmackDown review, come to red carpet ring on YouTube to check that out. You don't want to miss out on that. So salute to the people right now on X and Facebook. Let's see who came to the ring before we begin. We got Brutally Honest. Goodbread, salute to you. Figure 4 TV said we ain't here, not a bad SmackDown, all my opinion. Tyler Helton, salute to you. Always been supporting the channel. So let's talk about it though. The SmackDown we know was kicked off with, and that is the SmackDown about. It kicked off with Tiffany. Tiffany Stratton came out to celebrate her newly won Money in the Bank contract. You know, she won the contract at the Money in the Bank. She was a very, very heavily favored to win the contract. And congratulations, Tiffany. Like I said, she won it, well deserved. But also she talks about how, you know, it's Tiffy time and the current champions. She said, you on Tiffy time, mean borrowed time. I like how she spelled that. She was talking about Bayley, the WWE Women's Champion. She was also talking about Liv Morgan, the Women's World Champion on Raw. And she even hinted at Roxanne Perez, the current Women's NXT Champion. So very, very good set off. Then, of course, Bayley came and interrupted her. And you know, Tiffany, she made a also announcement. If you guys didn't know, she's the youngest women's Money in the Bank ladder match winner. So that's a good accomplishment. But Bayley came out and said, you will also be the first one to fail contract. I was like, ouch. Crazy. CeeLo Myers, salute to you. And Nia Jax also came out. She said, Bayley, hope you are remembering you still have to face me at SummerSlam because Nia Jax is the Queen of the Ring. Since she did win Queen of the Ring, she is set to challenge Bayley for a WWE Women's Championship. That was the prize of winning the tournament for King and Queen of the Ring. You will get a championship opportunity of the brand that you wanted on Gunther, on Raw World Heavyweight Championship against Damian Priest, the world champ. Nia Jax over here, Queen of the Ring. She would challenge Bayley. So it was a good trade in insults. But Nia Jax also said she promised everybody that she will become the WWE Women's Champion at SummerSlam. So yeah, it was a good segment kicking off. So they were all going at it. I was like, man, they all pretty much had open mic night on each other.
Who the hell told you tonight was open mic night, bitch?
So it was good there. We had 34 people in here. Please get the likes up. You get the likes up, guys. We got a lot of people in here. I see you guys coming on in here. But meanwhile, they had a good trade back and forth, and you guys know it led to Bailey was going to attack Nia. Tiffany grabbed her. She attacked Tiffany first. Then both Tiffany and Nia, they double teamed on her, and they got out the ring. And then, of course, Michigan came in since she be having beef with Nia. She came with the kendo stick, attacked Nia. They got up out of there. But what was interesting was since they laid Bailey out, we saw Tiffany like she was ready to cash in. I was like, wow, it was a tease. It was a tease. And Nia got in front of her like, again, who told you this was open mic
Who
night?
the hell told you tonight was open mic night, bitch?
Now I was like, you're not cashing that in. What do you think you're doing? And T was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And they walked out of the ring together. And this is showing a tease that we know that Tiffany is going to cash in. If Nia, more likely, Nia's the favorite to win it at SummerSlam. It's basically showing us that Tiffany will cash in whoever's champion. Ain't even got to be if Nia lose. She will cash in on Nia or Bailey. She doesn't matter because it's Tiffy time. So that was an amazing kickoff of Friday Night SmackDown. Mr. Bossellini, salute to you. Said they are giving Tiff a push. Yes, Tiffy time. Well deserved. Great talent. First match we had was Mia Yim versus Nia Jax. We all know how that went down. It went down to, of course, Nia getting the win. She got the win on Mia Yim. And of course, afterwards, that was it. Bailey was on one side, for Michin. And then, of course, Tiffany was on the side of Nia Jax. So, good way to kick off the show. Very good way to kick off the show. It showed that it's pretty much going to be divide and conquer. It will be Nia and Tiffany up until it's time to cash in. Nia and Tiffany got a good alliance. And also Bailey and Michin got an alliance going on right now. So very, very interesting. Very, very interesting, though. But this was the first match of the night. Now we'll mention other matches here. We'll go down the line here of these matches in a second. Tyler said, I love Tiffany Stratton. She has all the tools. I think Tiffany going to crash on that match at SummerSlam incoming. Only time will tell, Tyler. We don't know yet, but only time will tell. They'll give her opportunity, so salute to WWE for that. These are the other matches down the line because, it's known by segments mostly. So these are the matches. We'll go one by one. The first match was Baron Corbin and Paul Cruz versus Angel and Berto. And they're on the Legado del Fantasia stable. So we know we had that going on. That was a good segment. It was all right. It's not a bad match. Not a bad match. But that was a bad match. And it resulted in Baron and, unfortunately, Baron and Apollo lost that match. They did not win. So they lost the match. And that's only because, Santos Escobar interfered. He hit, I think it was Apollo Cruz. And, because Angel Garza hit the wing move. And he got 1, 2, 3. So that was it for that match. Then later on, we had Blair Davenport versus Naomi. Blair finally gets a match. Thank goodness. She gets a match. Good, slow match, but it resulted in Naomi getting a dub. And of course, they're teasing there's a story going on with that. This has been going on for weeks. Blair put out her hand to shake Naomi. Naomi shook her hand. Naomi had her back turned. She was talking to Chelsea and other people. And Davenport knocked her from behind. She clocked her. So they're going to further that story. I would say Blair, Davenport, and Naomi are going to have a match at SummerSlam 101. So I would say that's what's going to happen with those two. But other than that, though, that's where they're going with that match. Then of course we'll get to the later on. It was the main event. It had DIY, the tag team champions, versus A-Town Down Under. It was a solid match, very solid match, similar to last week. As a result of that, we had DIY. They retained their tag team belts. They further showed they're teasing the Austin Theory face turn. Definitely the chemistry issues that's been going on between Austin and Grayson. It's like when Grayson moves out the way, Austin gets knocked either by Gargano or Ciampa. Don't matter. He always on the ending of getting chopped by one of those two. Shows that Grayson's not willing to be there for his tag team partner. So it shows that, but it shows that DIY is still the tag team champions. Another good moment in that match we saw like last week for the one of their finishes. It was Gargano and Ciampa hitting the FTR finisher. So they definitely are showing. That shows me too. I don't know. They keep doing their finisher. I would love to. I know it's out of the park right now. Normally when WWE does this, that means a superstar is returning to the company, or superstars in this case. But it shows here as well that with Gargano and Ciampa doing the FTR finisher, it shows that too, that since they did their finisher 2 weeks in a row, twice in their tag team match, is FTR going to return to WWE or something? Is their contract coming up? Did they amend their contract with AEW? Are these guys coming back? Because normally when someone from WWE does a finisher of someone that's not with the company, it's showing signs that that tag team or superstar or whatever may return to the company. We saw this. Remember, if you guys remember, before CM Punk came back at Survivor Series, Shinsuke Nakamura was doing the GTS on Monday Night Raw in one of his matches. And look, lo and behold, CM Punk returned. I'm just saying, this is a sign that FTR is coming back. Are they working out a deal with WWE? Are they in talks and negotiation to come back? Are they currently out of a deal with AEW? Are they trying to talk to get bought out of their contract? Who knows? I just want to throw that out there. But I think it may be a sign at some point. It may not be right now. It may not even be a month or so. Maybe this is a sign that FTR may come back. And if so, I would love for these guys to come back. They're talented. FTR is one of the best tag teams in the game right now. Tyler said, look, I want to tell you something. I think WWE booking and all that match is way better with Triple H. Oh, definitely. I hate that Austin Theory and Walter SMH, they need to break up. Oh, they are. They definitely are. The companies are watching each other. Yeah, I've seen this for 2 weeks in a row. I'm like, why are you doing FTR finisher? And they got their own finisher. You know, they do the kicks from the corner. I don't know the name of the finisher, the technical name, but it's a great finisher. Even Austin and Grayson tried to mock it, and Ciampa ducked. Why are they doing FTR's finisher 2 weeks in a row? I just want to notate that out. But other than that, though, FTR, they're definitely showing homage, paying homage to them. But DIY retained the tag team belts. Grayson, Wall, and Austin Theory pretty much is done. Let's be honest. But we're gonna get back to other segments in the show. Another segment of the show. We'll go to mostly segments since I got the matches out the way, because this show is mostly about segments, let's be honest. Setting up the storylines for SummerSlam in 3 weeks. Now we got here a backstage segment here. We got Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. It started off with Andrade. You know, they was talking about what's next for him since he didn't win the Money in the Bank ladder match. He said, you know, he trying to figure out what's next for him, what's the next thing he's going to do. Then Carmelo Hayes came out saying, hey, this was Byron Saxton saying, why you ain't interviewing me? Blah, blah, blah. Why you ain't interviewing me? You know, I'm him. And and he told Andrade, "Why you trying to steal the spotlight? I think it's all about you." And Andrade was like, "I'm not trying to do that. I know I wasn't started a match. I'm just trying to do my thing, pretty much." In so many words. And Carmelo was like, "No," you know. And Carmelo started picking at Andrade, and Andrade said, "You know what's next for me? Him." So this is going to be a good feud. I'm interested to see what's going on with this feud between Andrade and Carmelo. They are going to have a feud. More than likely, these two are going to feud over the next couple weeks. Maybe attacking each other, maybe backstage or cutting promos with each other. More than likely, we're going to see Andrade versus Carmelo one-on-one at SummerSlam. They already planting the seeds for it. Figure 4 TV said, "Where's FTR? They weren't on Rampage last night." Aren't they mostly Collision? The last time I watched FTR, I haven't watched much of AEW. I need to get back to it. They got a good story going on too, and I mentioned that my Wednesday compare the numbers of stream with AEW NXT. Check that out. Um, they I think they're more Collision Figure 4 TV. I don't know if they're Rampage. If they are and they're not there, that further proves my point. Maybe they're in talks of getting out the company, and maybe they're working out a deal getting back to WWE. And we know FTR, Triple H guys, they had history. They was NXT tag team champs. Then when they came to the main roster, it was ruined, and it was nowhere to repair except for them leaving. The winner will feud with LA Knight. That's a good scenario. So the winner of the Andrade and Carmelo Hayes upcoming feud here that they're beginning will face LA Knight. And I see why you're saying, because LA Knight is challenging for the United States Championship, and if he beats Logan at SummerSlam, they will go after him. Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. But what do you guys think of this feud kicking off, Andrade and Carmelo? This is going to be an interesting one, man. Very interesting feud between these guys. Very good, talented men. They both do their thing in the ring. So very good with that. Speaking of which, let's talk about LA Knight. LA Knight came out, cut a promo. He said that he's been given an opportunity for the United States Championship for Logan Paul against. And he said he signed the dotted line. He's saying he need Logan Paul's signature so he can make it official. This will be set for SummerSlam. So we are finally going to get the match where Logan Paul loses title. So that's going to be interesting. So that's definitely going to be cool. And if you guys like LA Knight before him win the title, so yeah, LA Knight is going to finally challenge Logan Paul for his United States Championship at SummerSlam 101. So this is what Figure 4 TV was referring to. Whoever comes out on top of the Carmelo and Andrade feud will face LA Knight, because he will more likely win that championship at SummerSlam, and that would be interesting to see. Let's get the likes up, guys. Get the likes up. X and Facebook, salute to you. Get the likes up over there too. Come on to YouTube for Red Carpet Ray. Get the likes up. Why is Baron and Apollo tied to the hip? That's easy, so they won't get released. If they don't put if these two are separated, I think WWE's going to release them. They're doing that to release them because neither one of them has any trouble. It's not a babysitting thing. They probably do it to prevent them from getting released. LA Knight beat Logan Paul in his town in his town. That's facts. Yeah, definitely. Cleveland, Ohio, at the Cleveland Browns Stadium. So this was a good segment. LA Knight had a quick segment, which is perfect for him. So this is setting up for further in their feud. Let's talk about more segment. We talk about the main segment of the show. We already know what it's about, and it's about the Bloodline segment, the final word. We know that Solo came out. He talks with the Bloodline. He keeps talking about Roman Reigns. He keeps talking about how Roman failed at WrestleMania. And he also even talks about the Usos with the tag team belts, saying they had all the titles. Then they lost, meaning that since Usos lost 8 belts, at WrestleMania last year, then Roman this year at WrestleMania, there needs to be a new head of table. There needs to be a new regime of Bloodline, new leaders. And he's referring to himself, having everybody acknowledge him. LA Knight will win against Paul. Yep, Eric. Yep, I agree, CeeLo. But CeeLo, Bloodline cutting this promo and Solo saying he's lead everything. Later on, which was interesting, the main event, remember, after DIY retained their tag team belts, Jacob Fatu attacked not just them, he attacked Grayson, Austin Theory. Grayson Waller left him, didn't give a care in the world for him. So he did that. The next thing you know, we got him coming out and Solo to come out. They rolled themselves out there. It was crazy. And next thing you know, that Cody Rhodes came out and, Solo said acknowledge him and all that stuff. And then Cody comes out. He said Cody said pretty much it's on. And I would say it was crazy though. Cody said, if you want to face, we already know what the deal is. You want to face me for this championship? You got it. He said, I wish if it was, he said he would do it sooner. So that was interesting. But yeah, it was very, very interesting to see what would happen next. And next thing you know, remember earlier in the evening, if you guys remember, we'll go back to it in a segment. Remember, Randy Orton told Cody, I got you. I'll back you up. We know you outnumbered. Kevin Owens saying here dealing with the family issues with his mom. Whatever the case may be, I got your back always. I guess they're going back to the legacy history. And of course, when Bloodline came out we knew that they was going to attack Cody. It was 4-on-1 because Solo put up the numbers 4. What you going to do? Cody attacked them first. And you know that he was about to literally, once he did that, you know how Bloodline do. You about
to get that work, son.
Because Solo said everybody who didn't acknowledge me is out. He said he took Jimmy Uso out. He said Roman's out and he ain't coming back. Even though they didn't attack Roman, he said he attacked Paul Heyman, the Wise Man. He acknowledged him. He's out. So it was very interesting to see all of that. But the crazy part about it is Cody came out, but you knew that he was outnumbered. Next thing you know, Randy Orton came for the save. He tried his best to help save Cody. But at the end of the day, Bloodline puts in that work. He ran down to help him, but he was getting him at first, but he got taken down by Bloodline. And Bloodline just had fun taking out Orton and Cody. Next thing you know, Randy Orton's put through a table.
And the Viper has...
So that was the closeout of SmackDown. It was crazy though. Yeah, Jacob Fatu's amazing in the ring. Yeah, I highlighted him on the locker room on Toxic Ring Scandal. And we showed a clip of how he did his moonsault in MLW Major League Wrestling. That's when he was bigger. Jacob looks real good. He slimmed down compared to MLW days. He can move in the ring, very agile. He's very, very good. And he is probably the best thing the Bloodline has. Not Solo, not Tama Tonga, and definitely not Tonga Loa. I'm praying for Kevin Owens' mom. Yeah, me too, man. I hope his mom does get better. And they did the right thing by keeping Kevin off the show this week. So salute to Kevin Owens. Jacob Fatu is dangerous. And Solo Sikoa, that's facts. Yeah, he's way more lethal. He's nothing to mess with. Now Solo, we understand Solo is Solo. We get that part. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, Jacob Fatu is the definition of getting that work.
You about to get that work, son.
So every time you see Jacob Fatu, he gonna give you that work. So let's keep that in mind. But other than that, though, that was the end of SmackDown. And next thing you know, we know that the show closed out. It closed out with them guys on top. Bloodline doing their thing. It was just those standing up in the range you can see there. That was in a SmackDown, and it was very, very interesting. But these guys ain't nothing to play with. When you got Jacob Fatu on your team, despite not having the best team, they still gonna be something that's dangerous. So we got to keep that in mind. So You gotta do not take them for granted. Definitely don't take them for granted. That's something I would not advise anybody to do for that matter. Don't take none of these people, none of them granted. But other than that though, that was in a SmackDown. Now I'm about to give my review on SmackDown, what I think of it. Now, hear me out, guys. The segments were great. Great segments, great setup. But I gotta call it down the middle. Only red carpet rain know how. Only how the Turnbuckle King would do. And if I had to guess, man, my rating for SmackDown, it's a fair review. I was very critical. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. And the reason I do that because the matches were not all that good. They were very, very average. The best match out of all matches was the main event was DIY uh, defended tag team belts against Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, A-Town Down Under. So, you know, I think it was a fair review. Also, like I said, the Blair Davenport Naomi was slow. The Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews was a slow match. All that stuff. I mean, other than that, it was still a good, solid show. I like Tiffany kicking off SmackDown. Her doing her thing, teasing that. I like how that went down. Don't get me wrong. I have no problem with that. Also, I like the where it's going with the whole bloodline. Seems like they're starting to pick it up a little bit more, especially Randy Orton. So we'll see what happened with that as well. So it's not that I didn't like SmackDown. It was okay. It's just I know things are going to take longer because they set up for SummerSlam. But I think 3.5 is a fair rating to give this show. It was solid. It was okay. It wasn't bad. It's just the matches were subpar. The segments what kept it going. Honestly, it was segments that kept it going. Other than that, it was a very solid show. And this is the first, show after Money in the Bank. This the first SmackDown after Money in the Bank. So I know they have to start fresh, start over, and set up for SummerSlam. That's why I try to be fair with the rating as well. So it made perfect sense to do that. But other than that, though, guys, I give it 3.5 out of 5. I thought it was fair. Um, you guys let me know what you think of that. All right, Tyler Held said Randy Orton got bad flashback. Yeah, definitely. Bloodline took him out for a year and a half. The United States salutes you, saying, I'm a Cody Crowder. I want Roman Reigns back. I hate Solo. Roman's coming. He's coming. I stated that last week in my bonus. He's coming. Fifth member at SummerSlam. I think they start with the H guy, Haluka, whatever his name is, Hanako, whatever his name is. Maybe him. Tyler said it's teased. I think Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton is coming. Yeah, that probably set for a Bad Blood or later on this year. Definitely, it's definitely coming though. You're right about that, Tyler. But we that's the end of that. So the guys that are on X right now, we gonna close here. Go do a close there. If you guys want to check out Red Carpet Rain for the bonus round, if you want to check out that, come on over to Red Carpet Rain on YouTube. Check that out because I'm going to cover more there. Other than that, though, good solid show. And also Facebook. Everybody from Facebook, thank you guys supporting over there. Come on to Red Carpet Ring on YouTube if you want to check out more of the bonus round. Check that out right now because we're gonna say our goodbyes on both of those platforms. So we're gonna start this bonus round shortly, guys. Okay, we are now about to enter the bonus round shortly. Wait to see what you guys say. I told y'all Cody versus Solo at SummerSlam. Better stop rushing these feuds and these matches. Figure 4 TV, you own to something, man. You got a good point, bro. You actually got a good point, man. It is coming and it's so obvious. Very, very obvious that's where they're headed with it. So yeah, you definitely are onto something. So I'm not gonna take that from you. You said I think him and AJ was rushed. Right? AJ hasn't even been on TV. Honestly, hasn't even been on television for whatever reason. So these were the main things of SmackDown. Another thing I liked about SmackDown, very good segment of the Bailey and before we get to the bonus round, Bailey and Nia. Remember that when she talked about the BBL Bailey?
What are you now, BBL Bailey?
I wanted the Bailey get a BBL for real. What do you guys think of that segment? That was a great segment. That was a great segment, though. I don't know if did Bailey get a BBL. Is that something we don't know? What is up with that? Did Bailey get a BBL? That's crazy though. SummerSlam new Bloodline member. Yeah, that's gonna come. But other than that, though, guys. Other than that, we go into this bonus round. We gonna get it going, and we'll talk about Tiffy. We'll talk about Miss Tiffany. We'll talk about her run since she got the contract now. We'll see what's going to happen next with Tiffany. So let's get to that in a second. Let's go over what went wrong with SmackDown. So let me go over that real quick. We'll go over a few points. I'm moving too fast. I would say too, it's obvious that Tiffany will turn on Nia at some point since she won the contract. They showed this during the episode of SmackDown. We see that Tiffany is going to turn on Nia, and they're making it so obvious now. So I think that's going to be the case between these two. Nia will be turned on by Tiffany, and Tiffany's going to cash in that contract on her. So let's keep that in mind. So I think that's going to be the case here. Tiffany will have the contract cashed in on Nia or Bailey, like I said earlier. So that's one of the things that went wrong. They're making this too obvious. We know where it's going. But other than that, though, I'm happy that Tiffany got the contract. I'm all for it. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for it. But it's making it so obvious that she is going to cash in on Nia. They got an alliance, but there is a but in the situation. I just don't think I think she's going to turn. I don't see why. That's why she got alliance with. That's why they set up the whole alliance with Nia in the first place. We got to pay attention to that and see where that's going. That's the whole thing with that. So that's how I see it. They're going to do that. And I think that since they're doing that, Tiffany is going to become women's champion, whoever's champion, like I said earlier. That's how that's going to be played out. So that's one issue I did see regarding that. It's going to come down to Tiffany's going to have the contract cashed in, even if it's on Nia, and then her and Nia going to have a feud as well later on in the future, obviously. So that's going to happen as well. Let's talk about another thing that happened on what went wrong on SmackDown. Blair Davenport hasn't been rolled out properly since debuting on SmackDown. It seemed like Blair, they're moving very slow with her. She got drafted back in April, and she just now had a match with Naomi. So I don't know why they're moving slow with her. It's like I don't know if they want to take their time with her or they don't know what to do. But I do see this being, I have a problem with, because Blair Davenport is very solid NXT. She did her thing over there. So I don't know what the case may be now, but I think she has been rolled out good. Hopefully that the feud with Naomi goes somewhere. I hope that with the feud with Naomi, it kicks kicks off with Blair Davenport, jumpstarts her career on the main roster. So hopefully that's doing something. But I saw that another issue, so I want to point that out as well. And then we'll talk about we'll talk about the bloodline thing here. This whole thing with Soul's head of tables getting old, and if they don't really execute with, if Roman don't come back soon, I think the Cody and Bloodline story is getting old. And you probably think about why would you say that? They had a good closeout with Randy Orton taking out, Cody taking out. Remember, he defeated Roman at WrestleMania for the undisputed championship, and now he's saying that why he's still dealing with the bloodline. Like, I took out your head of table Roman. I took his championship. He even stated himself in a promo a couple weeks ago. Why am I still dealing with the bloodline? So Cody had a good point there. And since he do got a good point, I can see why they're doing it. That is really getting old. Roman has to come back for this storyline for it to work well. If not, it's going to be a problem. And we also know, too, another thing that's obvious, Randy Orton, as you guys stated earlier, Randy Orton's going to turn on Cody. He's showing signs of it. Every week we seeing Randy staring at the undisputed WWE championship. He said it when it was him, Kevin Owens, and Cody backstage. They show it this week when they're having a little segment, just Cody and Randy. We know Randy's the Viper. We know what he wants. He's a 14-time world champion. We know that he also ultimately wants to become champion once again. So definitely before his career is over. So we're not stupid. We know what's going on here. We know what's going on. So it's just too obvious at this point. WWE need to fix it. Come on, please. Yeah, exactly, Tyler. So that's the things I saw wrong. But other than that, though, guys, we are definitely going to enter the bonus round now. I have switched gears too fast, but that's the thing I saw wrong with SmackDown. Other than that, very solid show, 3.5 out of 5. And let's get ready for this bonus round. All right, all right. We're here at the bonus round. Bonus round we're going to talk about today. This particular bonus round will be about Miss Tiffany Stratton, and it will be Tiffy time for Tiffany cashing her Money in the Bank contract. We know she just won this championship at Money in the Bank. Out of two winners, she is still the only Money in the Bank contract holder between men and women. We already know what down with Drew McIntyre is. Yep, absolutely, Tyler. But yeah, we don't get into that. And thing about it is, which championship was she cashing on? WWE Women's Championship, World Championship, Women's NXT Championship. And she also, she did call out the champions on her promo, which I liked. She called out Liv Morgan. Could it be Liv Morgan that she cashes in on and become champion for the WWE Women's World Champion? Could that be the championship that she cashes in on? Or could it be Bayley, who is the WWE Women's Champion? Could she cash in on her? Or even so, if neither one of those two, she threw this option out as well. Roxanne Perez, the Women's NXT Champion. And it's so crazy because this is good. He's keeping us on our feet with the story. And what I mean by that too, remember, Roxanne even replied to that message of what Tiffany Stratton said on promo. She said it right here. She says, when she replied to her promo, she said, I'll rip your Barbie head off if you come for my baby. I thought that was funny, Roxanne. Roxanne is not playing around. Roxanne is prepared. She's not playing around with Tiffany at all. So I think it's cinema. I think it's great. I think it's great with this where the story's going. With Tiffany won a contract, so definitely. Um, Tiffany Stratton, she's definitely talented. We know that Tiffany deserves her due. So it'll be interesting if she cashed in. Now, one scenario I will say it'll be interesting if she cashes on another championship. I would love to see if Tiffany were to cash in on the WWE Women's World Championship. If she cashed in on that title, that would be crazy if she went for another championship. Because who to say she will not do that? It could very well happen. I'm not saying it will, but it could. We got to just keep that scenario in the book. She could go out for another championship. She could go out for the world championship, because I know they try to keep it branded. Wherever you won the championship, you cash on that brand. But Money in the Bank original rules are wherever you won a championship, the Money in the Bank contract, you cash on any title. What if she does cash in on the women's world championship? What if she goes to Monday Night Raw and cash in that championship? What if that is the case here with Tiffany Stratton? What if she does make that surprising move to Raw and cash in on that title? It could very well happen. We can't say that it don't exist or it's just thrown out of the park. We can't say that because it could very well happen. She don't have to cash in on Bayley's title. She could cash in on the WWE Women's World Championship, which will be Liv Morgan's title. It don't have to be necessarily this title. It could go for this title. It could be very interesting to see what's going to. Tyler said maybe on Liv Morgan 100%. Yeah, it don't have to be. I know Liv is a heel and Tiffany's a heel, but it doesn't matter. Still could cash on any title you want. She said it's Tiffy time. She threw Liv Morgan name out there. She ain't just saying I'm coming for Bayley. She even threw Liv Morgan and even Roxanne. History's shown that you can do that. When was the last time a Money in the Bank holder cashing on the opposite show's championship? When was the last time that happened? Oh yeah, that was Edge. If you guys remember this.
No.
Do you guys remember that? That was back in 2007 when Edge was a WWE Raw superstar. He was this Raw superstar and he came over to SmackDown and he wanted to cash in the title on Undertaker, who was the World Heavyweight Champion at the time. So we can't say that it will never happen. It very well can happen any given time. So that's when it happened. If you guys remember, it was Edge. And that was a shocking move. If you guys remember it, it was a shocking move. When Edge did that on Undertaker, nobody was expecting that to happen, but it did happen. So that would be a good scenario if we saw her cash in on Liv Morgan for her championship. Tiffany does not have to be the women's champion. She don't have to be this title. It don't have to be this particular championship. It don't have to be. It could be this championship that she cashes in on. And she makes the move from SmackDown to Monday Night Raw. And that'd be great. Remember her real life boyfriend. I know she's not married to him. Ludwig Kaiser. He is on Monday Night Raw. And since he's on Raw, maybe that keep both of them on the same show. She moves over following her Money in the Bank contract. Maybe that's what they're working on right now as we speak. Let's keep that in mind too. But Tiffany cashing in on this contract is very well doable. I don't see why it wouldn't go down like that. Very well do that. I don't see why not. So we gotta keep an open mind with this thing here. She says Tiffy time, and it's Tiffy time for everybody. Everybody's Tiffy time. Not just, Bailey, all the champions. She want to keep them on notice, but that doesn't mean that she's not going to try to take advantage of that and cash on any championship, because she can't. Now, Nia will be the best option storyline wise. Let's keep that in mind. That'd be the best option, but that doesn't mean at all that it can't be. Like I said, she already teased this contract. That means she's willing to do it at any given time. I don't see why she wouldn't try to cash in on it, even if Nia do win. So she's letting people know what time it is. She's letting people know what to look forward to. She's letting people know, do not take her for granted. So she's doing that any way possible. So you don't want to ruffle the wrong feathers with Tiffany Stratton, to say the least. That's one thing you do not want to do, because she's gonna make you feel it. Tiffany will definitely make you feel it, and you're gonna regret that you ever did anything like that. But other than that, I see this is gonna be a very, very good, interesting story. Tiffany Stratton cashing this contract. She's cashing in and getting her win, because now we know that she was in trouble with the whole Jade Cargill thing. She actually apologized about that. So I think it's game on. She's gonna be the future. And remember, Charlotte Flair's coming back. She could feud with her. She could feud with Shotzi, who's going to be coming back at some point. She could feud with Bayley and Nia, of course, and even others, Naomi. So she got a plenty stacked roster of women on the SmackDown roster if she decides to cash in. Now, I don't know. I don't know how long she will keep this contract, because we know too that the women are known to keep the contract for a very short period of time. So I don't know. We have to keep that in mind too. Now the only thing is, I'm just throwing it out there. They said she could make history in being the first ever to win the contract for the women's, because they never had a failing, not once. Never had a failing with this contract. It never happened in history. Tyler said, I think Tiffany gonna turn on Nia. That's fantasy booking. Definitely fantasy booking. It's definitely fantasy booking, and that's where they're headed to right now. That's where they're teasing at. That's where it's definitely headed to, in a good way, because it probably will make, if anything, Nia more of a baby face, pretty much. I think Nia will turn to a baby face if that were to happen between herself and Tiffany Stratton. But I think it's, other than that though, thing about it is, I just hope. Now, one thing, Tiffany said something very interesting. She said nothing interesting in her promo. And one thing she did say, I don't think this will be the case with Tiffany. I don't think so. But I just want to throw it out there anyway. Now, they did say that, she said in her promo on SmackDown, she said that she was the youngest Money in the Contract winner ever. Remember, she said that in the beginning, and the only thing I'm scared of when they said that, I know it was under Vince McMahon. I know it was under that, but this is the definition of jumping the shark too early. When she said she was the youngest winner ever to hold this contract, when she did say that, she said that, but the thing about it is, Bayley said they could be the first one to lose. Remember, she said that in a promo. I just hope that when she said that, I just hope that we don't get another Shades of Austin Theory. Remember, he is the youngest men's Money in the Bank contract winner, and we all know how Austin Theory Money in the Bank contract attempt went down. He failed, and he didn't even cash on the world title. He cashed on the United States Championship on Monday Night Raw, and he did not win. I just hope that we don't go that same route with Tiffany, So I just wanted to throw that out there because he is also, you know, Tiffany and Austin. They are the youngest winners of the Money Bank contract. I think Austin's even younger than her because Tiffany's 25. I think Austin was 24. So Austin's still the youngest ever. She's the youngest for the women's. I think Austin's still the youngest ever. So we got to keep that in mind too. Figure 4 TV said they would turn Tiffy face / tweener. That's what it seemed like the best option. I think this would be the best option. Tiffany could be a baby face Armstrong. Maybe they make Nia a face, but Nia is better as a heel. But I just want to say I hope they don't mess up with Tiffany like they messed with Austin. But we knew that was Vince McMahon. We knew that he jumped way too early. Austin, he shouldn't even won that contract to begin with. Tiffany well more deserved it win the contract compared to Austin Theory. Figure 4 TV said Nia is a better heel. See how you turn her bad publicly. Good to have the people go from hating her to cheering for her. Nia is going to destroy her and we'll feel sorry for her. That's a good scenario, Figure 4. And what you're saying is right now is undisputed.
And that is undisputed.
So that's a good booking scenario. But I just hope they don't go, they don't fumble like they did with Austin Theory. That's the bottom line. I don't want them fumbling with her, but they are the youngest winners. In the whole history of the Money Bank contract, Austin and Tiffany are the youngest winners. Austin, the youngest for the men's. Tiffany is the youngest for the women's. So that right there is an accomplishment in itself. And like I said, which title? That's the question. And which title would you like Tiffany to go for? I mean, which title? Is it better for her going for this title, the Women's World Championship? Because that still could be on the table. Because after Liv is done with the whole, I know Liv got Rhea on her back and Becky coming back, but she could still throw her into the mix. Maybe that won't be the best scenario because Tiffany will be more better fit for the WWE Women's Championship because you got Bayley in the whole story with Nia. So that one makes sense, but that's why she would more likely go for this championship here, which is the WWE Women's Championship. The same championship is on the roster that she's on, which is SmackDown. I think that would be the best option if you ask me, but it's good for, like you said, booking scenario and all that other stuff. It's good to throw that in there. It's nothing wrong with that at all. I think that would be a great idea just to throw it out there. Which title be the better title to go for? Now, also, you guys know on the Red Carpet Rate, I do polls. You guys said it. You guys actually said it. I said in a poll, this was actually a couple hours ago, earlier this morning, which championship would Tiffany Stratton cash the Money in the Bank on? 22% of you said the WWE Women's World Championship. However, out of 63 votes, 78% of you says that she will cash it on the WWE Women's Championship. So that's more suitable title that she will go for, in my opinion. That would be the more suitable belt. That would be perfect for her. So it actually makes perfect sense for her cashing in on this championship. Let's see what you guys have to say in the chat here. We already ruined for her. Nia don't need the title. Tiff does. Yeah, absolutely. WWE is fumbling men's money winner in the bank. Yeah, they are. With Drew McIntyre, I'm going to set a separate live for Drew McIntyre. We've seen this is the second time in 2 years that we had a failed cash in for the men's Money in the Bank contract. What a waste of briefcase on the men's side under Vince McMahon era. Thank God the era's over and we in a Triple H era, or they call it Paul Levesque era, or Renaissance era, Revolutionary era, Technology era, whatever era you want to call it. Technically WWE don't even name eras to after the era's over. Attitude era wasn't named to after Attitude era was over. Ruthless Aggression was after Ruthless Aggression, and then PG era was after PG was over. They always name an era after it's done. They'll never do it while they're doing it. That's one to notate that out. But back to Tiffany, she gonna cash in for this championship here. This makes more sense. As great as the idea would be for her to cash in on the Women's World Championship on Monday Night Raw on this current champion that we know that is Watch Me, Liv Morgan. We are more like gonna get this title here to be cashed in on. So this would make much more sense. But other than that, though, I think this would be the best option. And other than that, guys, that's I mean, I don't have nothing else to say. Great point about the errors. Yeah, definitely. They always do that after it's over. It's just a little irritating. But other than that, though, guys, that's all I have regarding Tiffany Stratton. And we're talking about here bonus round with Tiffany. Will be Tiffy time for Tiffany Stratton to cash in. You guys let me know you think in the live chat. Also on the playback in the comment section below. I greatly appreciate it. This was, like I say, a very fair SmackDown. I ain't gonna say it was amazing. I ain't gonna say it was trash either, but fair, a fair SmackDown. Because I understand they have to set up for SummerSlam and the storylines have to be built properly. So I'm not having no problem with that at all. Soon two videos will pop up. One will be who is the next NXT Women's Champion. Next video will be NXT Heatwave main event recap. Thank you guys for your support. And you guys already know what it is. It's OUT.